she's starting, sweetie, come on. She was quiet. She was quiet. Maybe I need to keep my voice down. Keep my voice down. Okay, sweetie, mommy's talking. She was quiet. And when I started preparing to come on, I guess I was talking. I sometimes talk to myself a little bit. I'm speaking softly so she doesn't get upset. Maybe I was talking too loud. I've got a lot on my mind. So I start sometimes talking to myself. It's thinking out loud. Let's give it a less crazy twist. You know how sometimes you think out loud, so what you're thinking just comes out. So I was talking, and I guess I was getting a little bit agitated. And she got upset. She started whining, and then she starts growling. So she's an accidental therapy dog. She's an accidental therapy dog. Hi there. I see someone came in. I don't have my glasses. Hi, Tatiana. We're getting ready to do that candy attack. All right. Oh, and I was nice and cool. Let me cool things up while a person hops on. I usually have two live viewers, but so I'm gonna close the door and maybe get a little bit cooler. I was fine, and then it got warm again. Well, I got dressed kind of abrigado today. Wait a minute. Do I have? Oh, I have the wrong camera on. Can I switch it? Because this camera is no good. The settings. Oh, I can change the camera. Good. I don't have to go offline. There. How do I get out of here? There we go. So that's a better camera. I think it's clearer when I'm on the, not the computer camera, the other camera. You guys tell me before I start, let me know in the chat if there's no sound. You guys usually do let me know. Okay. My friend wrote to me. Yeah, I've got some things on my mind that I'm a little bit, I have a godson, It's not like having your own child, but, there are worries. There are worries. I'm a serious godmother, because I notice sometimes, you can be the godmother, and then they make someone a godmother, and I'm an accidental godmother too. I'm not an official godmother. But I've seen it in my family. You're the godmother, but then, that's it. So that's the commentary throughout all the years until the child grows up and there was no special relationship or anything. It's kind of like a habit to make someone the godmother. And theoretically, the godparent, godmother or godfather, will be there if something happens to the mother. That's the idea. Those of you who aren't Christians, it's the, not legally, but it's the moral, religious person who, if something happens, it's understood that person will take over. So, and ordinarily, it's best to develop a relationship with the child in case something happens. It's the equivalent of foster care, but religious foster care, but whatever. So I'm a real, I'm a practicing godmother, and it's like having your own. No, it's not like having your own child. It's not. It's a lot easier. It's a lot easier, but you still worry. So anyway, all right. So she wrote to me. I was writing to her about something, and it's okay. It's all okay. Okay. Number one. Number two. I was gonna make things cooler in here, but let's see if I can make things cooler, and then we're going to look up how many people. One person still. So, all right, I'll make things a little cooler. I have to stay cool. Okay. Let's close this door. And Josh, viewer Josh, is going to come on at some point. It's on 12. There's no reason to. It's on 77, which is cool for me. So it's because I'm warm because I need to calm down. Secondly, it doesn't help sitting on this couch. I really should sit at a proper desk. I'm always on the couch, but because the couch is, fabric, it's warmer than a desk. I should set it up properly. But anyway, okay, let's get that like that, far enough away. The house is slightly messy. No, this way. Oh, what have I done? Okay. Okay. It's good. It's all good. So let's get started. So, okay, these are the candies that we will be reviewing. Barnett Mega Assortment 250 grams. And one of mine has kind of pop rock effect, and the other one does not. Oh, but I don't have the acrylic nails. I should have had those done, because then I might have done an accidental ASMR, but I may try to do it. Okay, let's look at the trial. So something happened. I started doing it, but then I said it's more fun to review with people watching. So let's share the screen. Share screen. No, the entire screen. What's the difference? I want to see what I have three choices. I have window tab, which only lets you see one tab. It doesn't pop around with you. It says window and it says entire screen. So let me see. I'm going to do entire screen. Also shares system audio. Oh, something I noticed. I got to turn that on. When I was doing this last time and I would play a video, because I went back and kind of went through and just to see how it came out. I realized that the sound went out when so that's another thing. So I just realized the button here, it says also share system audio. Now when I mute my mic, you'll be able to hear the video, which before, I guess you guys could still tell because the captions were on. But it's easy to use StreamYard, but I'm still kind of learning it. So, okay, did that work? Be careful with screen. Be careful sharing screen audio if you have a guest. They will hear themselves. You're sharing everything you hear, including their voice. This won't happen if you share a browser tab, since you'll also share audio. Okay, I got it. I'm reading it, but I'm not comprehending fully. But obviously that affects when I have a guest. So for now, it doesn't matter. I don't have a guest right now. All right. There. Okay, let's, so then if I open that, theoretically, you'll be seeing, I'm still unsure about it. I'm doing a check. I gotta see it over here. Let me go to YouTube and see myself. I gotta turn off the sound. Here, where am I? Oh, I'm on the wrong channel. Oh, it doesn't matter. I can go to Ramble Scramble. Or on Twitch, I'm Difficult Unit. Some of you are watching on Twitch. I kind of forget about Twitch. I've been live streaming to Twitch, but I actually don't go on to Twitch very much. I did for a while. Oh, my hair looks horrific. I just saw the... I'm so lazy about hair. All right. Okay, it's working. I'm so lazy about hair. Echo, so I gotta turn. Okay. All right, appears to be. I really should plug this in. All right. Let's see. Kaitlin Armstrong. Oh, do you have any GI gum today? Oh, gum. I'd like to send a donation for a gum chewing, snapping ramble request. Oh, okay. You know what? If I'm going to get paid for it, I have to plan a good one. That's my issue with getting paid for. I just say if they're paying me, I really am obligated to do a good job. So I get nervous, and so. But yeah, people like them. Didn't I do one recently? I mean, but I'll consider it. I just feel that, even if it's only $5 or whatever, I'm getting paid. I have like, I guess I impose it upon myself, because people even tell me, oh, don't worry about it. Whatever you do is fine. But I don't feel that way. I feel that if I get money for it, I'm obligated to do a good job. And then so actually I do a better job when I'm not getting paid because I don't feel the pressure. Because obviously if I'm getting paid, I get nervous. I probably don't do it right. So I'll consider that. I know how much people love the gum snapping. It's terrible. And I used to be able to do it a lot better. I've lost a tooth over here. I'm going to need an implant. So I can't do it on this side anymore. And even after I get the implant, I wonder, if I'll be able to. So this side I still can, but not as well as I did at one time anyway. But I will consider it. I will consider it, but not today, but at some point I could consider it. Oh, thank you, Katya. Hi, good morning. Okay, let's get started on the trial. I'm wasting time. Hi, everyone. All right, so we're going to do the candy attack later. Those of you who just arrived, first of all, we're going to do it when Josh gets here. But secondly, we're going to do the Kaitlin Armstrong trial. So let's see, Kaitlin Armstrong, latest trial, latest news. Now, one thing I didn't do the research because I like to do it together with you guys, like we're discovering together. But I did see like a quick title of a headline that Colin Strickland knocked over the camera of a reporter. I believe it was accidental, but I want to find what happened. Then I saw that and I turned it off because I said, "Oh, I want to." So that happened on Thursday. So let's see. Tracked victim on app. We already know that. Okay, top 5. That's only 6. Mute my mic. I'm going to mute the mic. Theoretically, you should be hearing, however. But I'm going to go on my no pressure at all. We're getting paid. Oh, thank you. All right. Here we go. Okay. I hear that. So, Christy McNichol. Okay. At Kaitlin Armstrong's Texas murder trial, prosecutors have unveiled new evidence, let's hope, against the former yoga instructor accused of, let me see what's going on over on I'm sorry. I'm a little ADHD. One of my viewers said, "Hey, have you ever considered you might have ADHD?" I might have ADHD, OCD, but I want to make sure that it's all coming across well on YouTube and I could check Twitch. Oh, it looks good. Okay. And is the sound? I don't hear the sound. Oh, it's because it's a picture. Testing. Oh, looks good. All right, good. Okay, let's block that. All right, we're going to do it. I'm going to read. All right. At Kaitlin Armstrong's murder trial, prosecutors have unveiled new evidence against the former yoga instructor accused of flying to Costa Rica, getting a nose job, and assuming a new identity in the days after Austin police found suspected romantic rival dead in a brutal home invasion shooting. Yeah, I'm making it very dramatic. Armstrong, see, 37. Is she 37 or is she 35? I think she's 35 on some channels and 37 on the others. I am under not that it really matters, but I was under the impression that she was 35 at the time of the murder, which happened 2 years ago, and now she's 37. But then sometimes I see places where they say she's 35. So I believe she's 37. I'm going to go with 37. It doesn't matter, but okay. Armstrong, 37, is accused of shooting Anna Mariah Mo Wilson to death in a friend's apartment after 25-year-old cyclist went on a date with her suspected killer's boyfriend, Colin Strickland, 36. Wilson was visiting Texas for a race. Strickland picked her up in his Harley Davidson and took her swimming at a public pool. They ate dinner at a bar across the street. After the slaying, Armstrong flew to Costa Rica, avoided police for 43 days, Then last month, she allegedly tried to escape from Travis. Actually, we know all this stuff, but some of you might not have heard it before. But from Travis County jail guards leading on 10-mile foot chase, a 10-minute foot chase before they captured her a mile away. I don't know why I think that's funny, but here we go. Okay, 5 key allegations that emerged so far, and then we're going to see how it says there's a new line. Colin Strickland knocks camera off journalist's shoulder after second day of testimony. Now that's a headline, and we're going to do a little media and values here. This is what I learned in school. Now that's a headline. Of course, I want to click immediately because, oh my gosh, he got into an altercation. The first thing you think, he got an altercation with the, because I believe, and we'll see, I believe it was accidental. Because I saw it and I stopped looking on purpose because I wanted to do it at the same time with you guys, as I said. But I believe it was accidental. But it's clickbait. They call it clickbait today, but that's existed even before the internet. Different magazines would put different headlines and use certain words, even in the article, to sway opinion. And it happens indetectably sometimes. And I even do it with you guys. That's why I want you guys to, we're all human. We all want people to think like we do. And I try to be on this channel, not so much out there on the rest of the internet, but on this channel, I try to be neutral, but I'm not. And you always, anyone you ever speak to, even your best friend, always remember that they have their opinion. You can accept an opinion and not necessarily, but you've got to separate your own individual thought from, and I always go off on these tangents, but I kind of feel like I have a lot of young people on here, and I'm not sure what they're teaching in school these days, because I see a lot of things that didn't used to happen. I see a lot of mass hysteria where, oh, it's a simple black and white issue. This people are bad and these people are good. And people just follow along because it's not as simple. I'm not taking sides on this channel, but the Palestine-Israel conflict is not as simple as it's being fed to us from whoever. I'm not going to say which side. That I lean right. That's all I'm going to say. But it's not so simple. And you don't just, oh, these people are protesting. There are protests on both sides. They're protesting and what they say sounds good, so I'm going to go with them. And it's, oh, because there's more to it. It's been going on for 5,000, how many years? They've been fighting the Jewish people with the Muslim, Jewish in general, Muslim in general. And then, of course, you have different countries with different perspectives on religion. The Muslims and the Christians and the Jewish people in the United States may be less fanatic. We do have some fanatics in the U.S. as well for religion. But we assume because our government is secular, we have the government separate from religion, and what politics or what runs a society is both. You need both, but you need them to be separate because you have the law and you have morality, and morality, the views on morality change over time. For example, at one time we thought it was okay to enslave black people, and then some people said, okay, yeah, like we do with animals now. It's okay to enslave black people, but you got to be nice to them. You shouldn't be beating them. That's wrong. You see what I mean? So some morality from Christianity got in there. It wasn't completely correct, but let's be nice to black people, like we do with our dogs. It's wrong to beat your dog. Some people believe it's okay to beat your dog when they don't do what you tell them to do, and no, you have to be nice to your dog. You know what I mean? So morality isn't even established because what was moral back in the day is obviously not moral today, So another tangent, so I got to get back to the original. I'm so sorry, you guys. Just don't follow blindly any mass hysteria. A Jewish man was just killed. Some would say murdered. Some would say it was accidental because there was, that those things start to happen. And had both sides been a little bit, oh, well, this is happening in Palestine. But remember, this also happened when Israel did this, and then, they didn't accept, so just learn both sides of issue, learn sides that are not on either side. There's even third, fourth, fifth, and sixth sides to the Palestine-Israel conflict. So, sometimes you gotta, don't just jump on the group thing necessarily. Now, if you did all your research on your own, not being swayed by any particular groups, not even being swayed by necessarily mainstream media, meet people from that what do you call it, culture that you don't like, or that as difficult as it is, and it's harder to do in fanatical countries. It's a little easier in the United States, and then you realize religions, you'll have the extremely fanatical Orthodox of the religion, and then you have people that are kind of, oh well, there are Christian churches now that are gays, so, and then there are the ones that are like, oh my gosh, gayness, you're going to hell, you know what I mean? So same with Muslim religion, and same with Jewish religion, same with I'm not sure about Buddhism. I think Buddhism seems to be a good I don't know, I did a little Buddhism for a while, and it seemed like just common sense stuff to me. I didn't get that deep into it, but I was like, but I believe you can have extreme Buddhists too. I believe it exists. I, of course, researched it and joined a group here in the United States, in Washington, D.C., and we'd go, and yeah, the chanting is kind of, some would say, oh, that chanting stuff, that's really, Tina Turner she's passed away. She was a Buddhist, and that actually saved her. Buddhism saved Tina Turner. Christianity, she grew up in Christianity. That obviously didn't work for her, and she was getting beaten up by her husband, and she found Buddhism, and that's what gave her the strength. So whatever religion, if it leads you to something better, I think all religions we all end up in the same place, whether it's into nothingness, whether it's with God, whether it's, so we just have different paths in life getting to that place. But all right, enough is enough. I'm going to get back to this. Okay, so let's keep reading. So, okay, the 5 points. Sorry about that tangent. I mean, I try to stay. I'm arguing with people and popped up on my screen. Why do I do that? You see, that's why on the rest of the internet, I am out there arguing all my points in politics and what I think and on religion. But I need a place of, I need to get off the internet a little bit too. I think the internet is important because we communicate with people, but I'll argue with him later. I need to. All right, get back to the, all right. All right, the 5, has anyone chatted? Oh, hello, Josh. Oh, hi. All right, you all tell me. All right, we're going to do a little of the Kaitlin Armstrong thing. Then we'll do the candy attack. And I got to stop these tangents. I'm so sorry, you guys. Okay, and plus I'm going to get my dog upset if I start talking about politics, because I'm going to start to raise my voice. All right. All right, let's read this article. I wanted to read about the shoulder, get the knocking off the shoulder. All right. Prosecutors say Armstrong. All right, here are the 5. Okay, we know about the app. She followed her on the app. Brian Bell, a Strava executive, testified that Armstrong used her GPS and the Able app to follow Wilson's location. Okay, we knew that already. They recovered a number of damning documents when they called Costa Rica. Armstrong had access to Strickland's phone and text messages. Okay, we knew that. Guys and girls, don't give your significant other, if your significant other is insisting that you don't love me, if you don't let me read all your accounts, then don't, well, you have to trust each other. If you can't trust each other, now I went into my ex-husband's account. He didn't give me, I went in there. That's, I didn't find anything crazy in there, but he had accidentally left it on, and I went, he logged out, and so I did that, access, but I never demanded that you give me, and I didn't find anything crazy in there. But so it's only natural, but I believe he must have given her access, but I don't know. Just don't do that. If you can't trust your mate, then you don't need to be with that person. All right. I mean, some stuff, yeah, but not all of it. Let's say, okay, I'll let you have my Instagram because this, that, and the other. But I don't know. I would say no. Don't give them any access to any of your stuff. If you have a bank, maybe a joint bank account, okay, and you both have access because it's a joint bank account. Or if it's a joint thing, yes, but she looked up these details about nose jobs as fingertips because apparently she knew she had her fingerprints somewhere. So she wanted to burn, so when they fingerprinted her, they wouldn't be able to, she was hoping they wouldn't be able to get her prints when they arrested her. That's why I'm thinking, but see, again, I got to cover my prints. She did on. So this was not as premeditated. There's something there we're going to find out when the prosecution starts. I keep insisting because this was very sloppy for premeditating. She must have planned it just within a couple hours or something, Still, it's premeditation. But at least remember to wear gloves. If you murder within 2 hours, it was at least a few hours of premeditation, let's say. But logical gloves if you're going to murder someone. It would seem. She's not a dumb woman. She's got an education, and she had a business. So something happened, is my theory. And I keep thinking she went over there to frighten Mo Wilson. That was her intent. I'm going to confront. Maybe she thought she would find them together. And, she didn't. She found that they were not together. But I think she went over to threaten her with the gun, and it got out of hand. And then the anger set in. And almost there's this kind of killer instinct. When, how dogs are, I'm not comparing Kaitlin Armstrong to a dog, but how dogs or any wild animal, dogs aren't wild animals, but when they get aggressive, you don't run because the dog is going to catch you and rip you to shreds. They even say if you're out camping and a bear and you're confronted by a bear, don't run because it sets off an instinct in the bear to catch prey. It's just an instinct. It's a survival instinct. Something's running, I have to catch it and eat it. It's a snap thing. So when of course Mo Wilson got shot, so of course she's going to run. That's only logical, fight or flight. And maybe that instinct kicked in. We all have it. We all have the fight or flight instinct, and we all have the killer instinct. We just don't usually, in a civilized society, need to use it. But there's a survival. When you have a partner and some are more in tune with their instincts, and know how to control it. We have to know ourselves. But a partnership is a survival instinct. You form a partnership, especially for a woman, not a civilized woman in modern society. It's deep in your reptilian part of your brain. These are all my theories, but part of it is based on, scientific stuff. Anthropology, we come from apes. You see, that's also a theory. Darwin's theory is also a theory, but I'm not going to get off on another tangent, you guys. But what happened, I think they need to get an anthropological, I need the defense to be a good defense. He needs to get an anthropological psychologist specialist or something like that can explain it better. But a partnership with a significant other, usually I'm going to be talking about heterosexual couples. It's a survival because remember, they need each other. We're ape. Imagine ourselves as apes in the caves. we're living in a cave. We have to feed, having children is a survival instinct, passing on your genes so that when you're no longer there, your genes continue. That was threatened by Mo Wilson. She was forming her survival with Colin, in her deep reptilian, and then the love, the love comes from that. Love is, some would say, a, a way to form a strong partnership to be able to raise your children and make sure they're safe. The man is there to protect, the woman is there to nurture. And Mo Wilson was a threat. So when Mo Wilson ran, getting back to the I believe it must have set off that, okay, something's there. It's just, we'll see when the defense comes on. I'm not going to waste any more time. All right, I'll read the chat if any of you have any. You guys tell me. Oh no, I don't agree, because tell me. Because XYZ. All right. Nicole Mertz, a former cyclist. We knew this already. Closest friends. I think stuff we know. She was casual, not casual. We knew that from the last one. I don't want to waste. Texas lover. Short-lived escaped attempt caught on video. Okay. I would kill her. We know that part. Seconds earlier, she'd been shot in the head. Once the temple, once the forehead. A nearby her. She screamed. Okay, we know all that stuff. So we got to go to this knocking off the camera of the shoulder. And then we're going to read this, Josh, I'm sorry, I know you're there. We're going to read about the camera situation. How can I join Josh, to join the live, I'm going to send you a link and you'll join. You have the candy, good. All right. We're going to read about the camera getting knocked off which I think is going to be a nothing burger. But let's find it. Okay, Kaitlin Armstrong. Colin Strickland knocked... why is it on half page? How come it's not big? How come I can't get it? I'm trying to get it big. Oh, there we go. All right. Watch Colin Strickland. Oh, we're going to watch Colin Strickland knock camera off journalist's shoulder after second day testimony. Now, see, pay attention. Wait, I don't want to run it yet. Oops. I don't want to run it yet because I want to keep talking inside. Swiping, or what do you call it? See, what is the, hang on. All right. Look at the caption even. This is Fox News, of course, but all the channels do it. We still haven't been told anywhere that it was accidental. I believe it was accidental because I think I saw it, but nowhere yet have they told us it was accidental. At least on Fox. I don't know. It would blow the whole story. It's like, oh, it was accidental, so why bother reading it? Yeah, he knocked into him, or you might, we got to watch it, because then first we'll see the commercial, so then somebody's paid to have that commercial watched, and, watch this a nothing burger. News didn't used to do this when I was young. News was news. It was quick. This is what happened. Bye. And then you had the National Enquirer. And we knew what the National Enquirer was. The news today is what the National Enquirer used to be. That was the cheesy little magazine that was cheap. It was like 50 cents. You're online at the store. You're bored. The line is long. You start flipping through it. Usually you'll buy it. It's cheap. And they would have those kind of, it even happened that Elvis Presley died, but they'd already released the National Enquirer. It had already come out. It's not the internet. They have to plan it a couple days ahead at least, and release it, and it goes out the next day. So Elvis Presley died, but the magazine was already out about Elvis Presley and Cher are back in love and all this stuff. And Presley was already dead. So, and it was so poorly. Oh, here I go again. And there was a picture of Cher and Elvis on the cover. And you could tell that it was a cut and paste. It's not Photoshop. Remember, we were cutting with scissors and pasting pictures together. And so it was so obvious that they'd taken two pictures. I believe they did date briefly. Like, I believe Cher and Elvis did have something briefly, like, maybe they went on one date. I mean, something like that. But the reason you could tell because she had long fingernails, and to cut around the larger part of the picture, you can do it. They would teach us cutting and pasting in kindergarten. I believe because yeah, you may next you could grow up and become a reporter for the National Enquirer. So you had to learn how to cut. Well, you need to learn anyway. Coordination, but uh, so they whoever cut and pasted the picture, they couldn't get the nails because the nails are small. You got to be able to cut very perfectly. And maybe they didn't use scissors. They probably used one of those X-Acto knives. It's how you cut paper more easily. X-Acto knife to cut it exactly so that it exactly looks good for the cut and paste or whatever you. Um, but whoever did that picture, you had people who did better jobs. That must have been what do you call it, an intern or something. They did such a bad job. It was so odd. But we already knew that magazine was that, so we knew it was a cut and paste, and But so it was hard to trick us back then into mass hysteria. There was Vietnam, but it was basically Vietnam. Now there's a protest every other day, and you forgot the last protest and they vandalize and break things. It's like back, guys, wake up, wake up. All right, let's go. I'm gonna watch this thing. All right, I'm taking too long. I gotta stop doing that. I'm going to mute my mic and we're going to watch the video. All right. Look up the National Enquirer. Maybe there's some woman adopts extraterrestrial baby, or woman had affair with an extraterrestrial that came to her house, and here's the baby, and they'd have just. And it was usually for the working classes who maybe had lower education. And they would have recipes in there about health, because also the lower classes maybe didn't necessarily have good nutrition education and stuff. Lower socioeconomic classes, not lower classes, lower socio. They were, working classes and poor people. So the magazine was entertaining, it was cheap, and then you throw in a healthy recipe. Oh, these vegetables, it is important to only eat a certain number of calories a day, because there was an obesity problem, particularly again even today. But I not well, Michelle Obama tried to do it. As much as I'm leaning right, uh, Michelle Obama got the idea. She was trying to promote health in the Black community, in all communities, but in particularly, she tried to do things, to help her community and as well as the larger community, which it doesn't hurt. There's a lot of people that are obese in the U.S. It's not healthy. It causes heart problems, high blood pressure. So, she had started an initiative for that. I'm not sure if there was success with it or not, but it was a good initiative, and did things like that were fun. So people learn. Hula hoop, for example, giving a little girl a hula hoop is good. Jump rope. Anyway, I'm so sorry. I'm going off on these tangents. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. Okay, stop, Mike. Mute the mic.
It's surgery, and that's too for free. But at that point in my life, I could not afford that surgery. So I'm really grateful for Smart Friend. But when I woke up and I opened my mouth and I took the mirror and I saw I was glad. I was very happy. I was very I never thought I would have a surgery, and that's too for free. When
Hello? I'm here. What happened? Where's my camera? Oh my gosh. Yeah, the auto's not working. Were you able to see it though? He did actually do it on purpose. I don't know where my face went. Where the heck am I? Oh, camera. There it is. Hey, oh goodness. Well, I won't play it again. It was not accidental after all. But anyway, did you guys see it? Let me know in the chat if you saw it. He knocked it off of the. You can. I think I was having some technical difficulties. Okay, Josh, we're about to do it. It was not accidental after all. But anyway, even if it would have been accidental, though, kind of blows my whole thing that I just told you. Anyway, but all right. All right. Oh, Josh. Okay, so we got to get Josh on. All right, I got to invite. I'll just put it there in the chat. Josh, you click on this link. You know, if I had zillions and zillions of followers, I would probably send it to you privately. But, you know, if anyone else wants to come on after Josh, feel free. We'll try it. So you can stream. Oh, I have this choice, Josh. Guests can stream this to their own destinations. That's new. If you'd like to stream to your own, let me know and I'll wait for you to set that up. So here's the link. You can have up to 10 people on the screen at once. Oh, this is fun. Maybe we'll do a 10-person thing someday. All right, so here's the link. Close that and able to stream to your own. Okay. Right there. So you're theoretically supposed to click and follow the prompts. Why is I have this thing on here that's hide. Okay, here we go. There. I had something on there that said share the screen with. Okay, so you there, Josh? Click on that, and then it's going to lead you to. Come on. Oh, there you are. Okay, so I have to add you on there, and hey. So hi there. Let me know if you hear an echo. I'm not going to break it if it ain't broke. Okay. Gotcha. So, which one did you buy?
I got the blue raspberry sours.
Oh, me too.
Yeah.
Me too. All right, so we're going to do that one. I also got the other ones, but so I guess we'll just do it. But do you want to stream to your own YouTube or something? You can do it apparently.
Oh, I think I'll just
You'll just do this. All right, I'll send you a copy of the clip.
Yeah, okay, cool. Okay.
So what's going to work for this is the malic acid. So our idea, viewers, is we were going to try it on our own at the same time, right, Josh? Mm-hmm. And I got to make sure I'm on the camera when I do it. That's the first thing. But then we're going to try to I don't know if I'll do it, but our idea was afterwards we just have our real response to
honest reactions, yeah.
Our honest reaction. But then we were going to do an imitation of the girl that led us to this, the underrated hijabi. The underrated hijabi. It's a Muslim girl who loves candy and stuff. So anyway, all right, let's open it. And before we put it in, let's tell them what we smell, yeah. I'm trying to make it suspenseful. So, but not too much. We won't drag it on too much, but so open it. And any questions about the candy, let us know. Yeah, we wanted to get the Black Death. That's the one that supposedly is, but we couldn't find it. It's sold out everywhere. So We bought one that's supposed to be similar. It's the Barnett MegaSour. Oh, I have raspberry. I don't know which one. You have raspberry? Okay.
Let me see. I have that too. I have the
Oh,
raspberry.
good. So we're gonna get the same one. I might have to get a scissor. I have to get a scissor. 1 second.
That's what it looks like, everybody. Yeah, it's supposed to be really sour, so we'll see how bad it is. But it should be funny. So yeah. Let's see. So again, this is what it looks like.
Get it open.
Malic acid.
It's a child-proof bag because the candy is so dangerous. They make the bag child-proof. I can't get it open. Can you get yours open?
Yeah, I got it. I just use I use a pencil to open the top of it, and then I just rip the hole.
Oh, all right. Because my scissor isn't even working, but it's a bad scissor. All right, come on. I might have to. All right, there we go. I got. All right, here we go. All right, it's open. Ooh. It actually doesn't smell like much.
Yeah, same. It doesn't really smell too strong.
Oh, wait. I got a little pizzazz up my nose. I think I inhaled some of whatever that is.
Sour.
Yeah. Hey, if you don't want to try it, maybe try snorting it. All right. Okay. Did you put it in already?
I didn't try it. Okay. I'm going to wait for you.
Okay. Oh, I hope it's not a big nothing burger.
Right.
That's my new word. I use it a lot now. A nothing burger. All right, because I'm saying it a lot. I'm sorry. You might have noticed. All right. Okay. We're going to count to 3.
Oh, gosh.
Okay. Wait. Let me get right on the camera. Should I turn the light on? We want it on. It's good.
Try to go like this. I might just
All right.
over here.
Okay.
All right.
Okay. Oh, first, a toast to underrated hijabi.
Let's do it.
Because, all right, ready. 1, 2, 3.
Oh my gosh. I'm already having a hard time.
Yeah. I have a high tolerance. Ooh, uh-oh.
Yeah.
It's kicking in.
Yeah. Oh. Yeah, that's pretty bad. It hit me really quickly.
My eyes are tearing.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
I'm gonna stick it out.
It's like
Let's have a contest. Let's have a contest. Who can stick it out? Oh, hey.
Yeah.
We made it to the other side.
Yeah. That was bad at first, I won't lie. That was pretty
Look at me, I'm crying.
Oh my god.
That was fun.
That was really fun. I want to do another one.
You get past the outside.
Yeah, literally, the outside was way more strong.
Yeah, and then you get to the inside, and it's
a little more manageable.
Now our experience with the inside, you get past the outer.
Oh my gosh.
It's okay.
Yeah, what do you review it?
Yeah, my review is because of that kick from the beginning.
Yeah.
Once you get to the candy, it's like you don't taste anything.
Yeah.
It's like since you already got that first part, is that your experience too?
Yeah, I would say I put it in my mouth and it was really hard to handle at first.
Yeah.
And then I started to chew it quickly because I was trying to get make it more bearable, the spoonful. Right. And then it got better. And then I just swallowed it really quick. And then it was fine.
And then it was fine, yeah. No, and now I have a high tolerance for sour.
You do.
But yeah, if you have a high tolerance, you can handle it. But
yeah,
Yeah, they say do not give it to children. Apparently,
Yeah.
I don't know. It's not going to probably kill anyone, but it's really hard. But it's
Unpleasant. It'd be
and I'm
unpleasant.
gonna. And then this is just a plain old candy.
Yeah.
Oh wait, there's something in the middle bubbling out.
What is that?
There's something in the middle. Oh, there's some fizz in there. Keep going. Oh God, you got to buy this candy.
Oh my
I
god.
don't know if this is the same. This is the one. Again, I'll remind you.
Yeah.
It's the Barnett MegaSour. Oh,
Mine's
raspberry.
Yeah. Yeah, it's the same.
It's not the Black Death, but there's something in the middle. Look,
Yeah. What is? I swallowed it way too quickly. I regret that.
look, it's coming out the two sides.
Oh my gosh. That's pretty.
I think there's bubbles in the middle.
That's cool.
I might just bite into it.
Yeah. That's what I did.
Oh well, when you bit into it, you probably got the. It's probably not going to be.
It wasn't as interesting. If I were to do it over again, I would just like suck on it, like not.
Yeah.
Because I was panicking because of how sour it was. But yeah.
Yeah, no, there's a little fizz in the middle, but it's not. I guess they add that in just.
Yeah.
No, yeah. There's a different experience in the middle. It's interesting. It's a 3 experiences. The kick, then you've got the rest, and then you go again, but not as bad.
Yeah.
No, but wait a minute. I mean,
Is it still sour?
it's fizzy. It's not so sour, but yeah, I think the candy itself is interspersed with more something. Yeah, it's got fizziness, like baking soda, which actually it has baking soda in there. Let's see, sugar. Oh no, this one supposedly. Oh, it doesn't. The other one does. All right. Well, I'm gonna do this one
Okay.
after. Well, let's watch the girl. Some of you haven't seen her. The underrated hijabi. Was I on camera?
Yeah, you were on camera.
I was, because I'm thinking when I was having the experience, I might have fallen off.
Oh.
All right. That was fun.
That was so fun. Should we do
Thank
another
you,
one?
Josh.
Do you want to do a second?
A second one. I'm gonna try this one. This one supposedly is the same, but with a pop rock effect.
That's so cool. Okay, gotcha.
So, but you didn't buy that one.
I didn't. Yeah, maybe I will in the future.
Yeah. Well, yeah. We'll see. I'll do this one. Okay, maybe I'll try this one, and then we could watch the hijab. Some of you have seen her already, and then if we want, we'll try the imitation of the hijab, the underrated hijabi.
Yeah.
And I'm going to send her a link to this so she knows that it's because of her that we're doing it. Okay. So I'll try this one now.
Okay, I'm gonna try another one of the black.
Another one at the same time. Okay, and I'm going to rinse my mouth with so that it's fresh, so that I get because now maybe I'm okay. 1 second.
Yeah, no, that was pretty sour, you guys. Like it was pretty painful at first, I would say. Like goes in your mouth, and then these little crystals things have all the sour in them, and then yeah, it's pretty intense.
Okay, so we're gonna do a second one, so that I can also try the pop rock one. I think it's pop rock. This one, see, this one has bicarbonate of soda. I bet you the other one has a little, but the bicarbonate of soda is baking soda. But when you mix baking soda with acid, the acid is the malic acid. Baking soda is a base. So you mix it. This is science. You mix. I know a lot of stuff, but I was a bad student. Yeah. So malic acid is, pH. You probably learned that in science class. Malic acid is an acid. Baking soda is a base. So that's probably what causes this, whatever effect this is going to be. It's like a little explosions. But okay, I got to calm down. I'm going to open this in the meantime. Yeah, kids don't.
Yeah.
You know, I never paid attention in science. Sometimes regular school isn't for everyone. Some kids are great. You know, they're going to school, they get A's, and that type of education works for them.
Yeah.
And I don't know about, I know there's something called Montessori. I've heard that it's really good. I think some kids learn better by doing and having fun and, you know, but anyway.
Definitely.
All right. This one smells stronger. This one smells fruitier, but of course I have the Barnett Mega assortment, so I have different flavors. I think I'll pick the red one. There's a blue one. Yeah, I'll pick a red one. There's a watermelon. All right, sorry. Okay, let's go. I'll just pick what color? I'm going to pick the red one, unless one of you wants me to pick another color. All right, here's the red. Okay. My mouth is kind of like, now it's still, I drank water, but I still am feeling a little bit of, like I have little needles.
Same.
Yeah.
Yeah, me too.
So we may not experience it as much now because we're kind of a little bit prepared, but anyway. All right. Underrated hijabi. A toast again to you. Yes. 1, 2, 3.
Oh my god.
Oh! Oh, my dog. Please don't start growling at me. I can't handle it. Oh, I'm sweating.
Me too.
I had to put it to the side to rest my tongue. I'm cheating. I put it to the side to rest my tongue.
Oh my god.
It's in my throat. Back on the tongue. No cheating putting it to the side. We got to keep it on the tongue. All right. All right. We're getting there. Oh. What's the matter? I upset my dog. Okay, sweetie. Okay. Yeah, I'm okay, sweetie. I'm okay, honey. I'm okay. I'm okay, mommy's okay. She just had a little bit of a... Oh. Let's get the baby girl. Get here, baby girl. I'm okay. I'm okay. Were you worried about your mommy? Oh.
She's so cute.
Actually, I didn't... So far, I haven't felt any difference. I'm tearing. It's like the other one. I didn't notice any difference with this one. Maybe it was a little stronger at first.
No flavor difference?
Oh. This has maybe a teeny bit more flavor. It's a cherry one, I think. Now let's see what happens. Let's see if there's anything in the middle. Yeah, I see a white thing in the middle. So I think that's where the second experience is. I might just bite to get there, but before I was waiting and it was bubbling out the two sides.
Yeah.
Let's wait till we... Oh, maybe that's ASMR.
Oh, maybe.
Are you... Mommy's okay. Oh, I'm so glad she's being sweet to me. Oh, you can't see her. She's being sweet to me today. Oh. Yeah, I'm up closer to the camera. I was trying to stay on camera. Here we go. Okay, I'm feeling the bubbles. Yeah, there come the bubbles. They're coming out. The other side, the bubbles start coming out from the center. But the bubbles aren't, compared to the first experience, they're just like a little bubbly. But yeah, these are no different than the first one as far as the experience. It's just a different flavor. But this does have bicarbonate of soda. The other one doesn't. It was a little harsher in the beginning, maybe.
Yeah, for me.
Than the first one. So this is like a one level up, but So get the one with the. All right. Yeah, it's going. So, put on. Only 2 people. All that work we just did, and we only have 2 viewers. Oh well.
Only 2 people. Maybe people will watch it later. Hopefully.
Yeah.
Man,
I'll play her and watch later. We are inspired by the underrated hijabi. So I'm gonna find her video.
Yeah.
Let me see.
Oh my gosh.
Oh,
She's so funny.
mhm.
Love her.
Okay. Anyone who hasn't seen her, um, it's kind of cool though. It keeps bubbling from the middle.
Yeah,
We'll show
I'm
the
getting that
underrated
same effect.
hijabi, and then I'll do it. You don't do Josh if you don't,
No,
but if you
we'll
want
do
to,
it.
you
We
can.
can do it.
And then we'll have a contest. Who did it better?
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Um,
It's gonna be funny.
I'm biting
It's
into
gonna
it.
be so
All right. That's her underrated hijabi.
Oh, it's sour again.
Eek.
Underrated hijabi.
Mhm. Underrated hijabi is like a good. You see,
So funny.
especially what's happening today. I'm going to go off on my other tangent.
That's okay.
She's a Muslim young lady. She's very, yeah, that's my point. She's Muslim. She likes candy. We need to find what each of us has in common rather than what separates us. She likes
That's
candy.
facts.
Yeah, we don't agree on a lot of things maybe, but we need the diplomats like her,
Yeah. Cordial
and show us the side that we're all human. We're all human, but especially today, these days, underrated hijabi. But I'm not going to go too deep into that. But and we have to. But we can do that in America easier than people can do it abroad. So we have to set the examples.
True.
And I'm not the best example. I'm number one. But all right, underrated hijabi sour candy. I'm going to put you back down. Mommy's okay. All right.
Oh,
Bye. Say bye-bye.
she's so cute. I love Leona.
Oh, I do too. Even when she's a bad girl. I've gotten a little harsher with her.
Right.
You know,
yeah. She's being aggressive.
Yeah, food aggressive. Yeah, no, I've started yelling at her, but it's working. She does back down because she bites, so all right.
Good.
Underrated hijabi. Here she is. Sour candy. Well, there's her. I'm trying to find it, and then we'll.
So yeah, that's how we actually got the idea to do this, because I sent you the video of her doing that.
Of her doing it, and I said, I said I have to. And she had the. Oh, here it is. Black Death. Okay. Oh, she's a funny.
So funny.
Wait. How do I stop? Wait, I gotta stop it. Ah, wait. I think I have to mute us, or it's not even on. I have to put her on. There.
Okay, I see.
We are on the side, and I don't know if I have to. Yeah, that's me. Okay, and I do her. Okay, let me try, because I want to make sure it doesn't mess up. Okay, I just want to make sure. Oh, wait, I'm gonna take us both off. I'm gonna leave her on there by herself because I think it might mess stuff up. Yeah, I'll take us both off. I'm not kicking off.
Oh no, it's okay. Yeah. Oh.
Wait a minute. It's telling me that I have to be on or the audio is gone. So I'll stay on. Sorry, Jess, but I'll get you back. Oh, you're still there. I don't have to invite you back. Oh, skip. Go away. Stop it. Silent. All right. I've been getting calls. I think people are finding me and calling me. I'm getting calls from Canada and strange countries. And, I'm out there. So, all right. I'm just not answering. All right. Black Death. Here we go. Let me make sure. I just want to make sure we hear her. All right. She's on there. Where am I? Live. Okay. Where am No, it's not going to work because my mic is on. Wait a minute. How if I mute it from here?
Candy in the world. Warning, not suitable for anyone under 8 years of age. Let's give them a go. This is how they look, guys. That looks so scary. What does it look like? It's made out of glass and concrete. Let's give it a go. Bismillah. I don't know how to describe it. Yeah, feels like there's like a metal rod at the back of my throat. Let's give it a go. This is called black.
Testing. Okay, I'll put you back on.
Testing.
So that was it. I don't laugh anymore because I watched it a lot now.
Right,
So
like I've seen it so many times at this point, but it's still funny. Like,
but it's if you see it for the first time. But that's good because then I'll be able to get the acting. So now I'll really take another candy, and I'm gonna. And you have to remember what she did.
Are we about to do that? Okay.
So I'll do it first, and then you'll do it. Okay.
We can just do it at the same time, or I don't know.
It'll be kind of noisy. First, I'll take this off. Remove that, so we're back up. Okay.
This might be really funny.
Well, we could do it at the same time, right? It'll be like a but. I guess because she screams, so we're gonna be both screaming and stuff, and my dog's gonna start barking. I'm gonna put my dog in her pen because she's gonna go nutty if I start screaming. So the thing is, my only concern is when we start screaming, maybe we're gonna tone down the screaming a little, only because it'll be both of us screaming. I don't know. It might, but maybe I shouldn't think about it. I shouldn't think about it too much. But now we're doing an acting. We're doing an acting audition, so we have to be her.
Yeah.
No, I think we should do it one by one. First, I'll do it, only because of the screaming part. Okay. It'll be a little bit. You think, or you want to do it together? Whatever you think.
Whatever you want to do. I probably won't be
one by one
as much because I'm not as like dramatic.
You're not
as like react. But yeah, I have no idea.
I'm gonna try not to scream too much.
Okay.
But you have to do it the way you want to do it. My goal is to do it as much as possible like her. But you know what she should people should use her as an acting like an audition. They should. I think she's just amazing. I really like. I've only watched a couple of her videos, but I'm gonna start anyway. Blah 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 blah. That's me. Blah blah blah. You know what? It's not that serious. Let's just do it together. Okay. And I'll try to tone down the screaming. I'm actually going to put the mic away from you. So, no, we have to do it apart. Because she starts out, this is Black Death. It's a whole thing where she's talking. So, or do we just do the part? No, I'm sorry. I'll do it first alone, only because I'm imagining it different than you. I think you're just imagining the part where she puts it in her mouth. I'm imagining from the beginning. This is Black Death, and I'm thinking about doing the whole thing.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Me, but so we can do it. I'm only thinking maybe you don't feel comfortable doing it alone, so then of course we could do it together. But I'm gonna try to do it myself first. And if you want to do it,
you could, if you want, you can just do it, and then I don't have to do it, or.
You don't want to do it.
Try another candy.
Yeah, because I'm comfortable trying to do it.
Okay.
Sounds good. I'm going to get you off then. I'm going to take you off this. Okay. 4 people. Okay, so I am going to be whoever's just new, and if you missed it, you can watch the rerun. I'm going to be imitating the underrated hijabis Black Death video. where she tries the candy. And I've got to remember, I've watched it a few times, but I have to remember the lines and everything. So she's in her car. All right. And I'm imagining her. So she's like this. This is Black Death. Okay, I'm practicing. I feel like I'm doing an acting audition. But I would suggest anyone who wants to get into acting, use her as, because she made, I don't know if that was a natural, blah, blah, blah. I talk so much. What's wrong with me? Okay. Let me get into character. This is Black Death, the candy from England that is just, oh, forget about it. I can't do it. All right, I'll just get to the, this is Black Death, the MegaSour Candy. Oh, forget it. I can't do it. Okay. Oh, it hit me really low. Oh, I can't. Okay, we got that part. And then she puts it back in her mouth. And then she says, oh, forget it. I can't. She's one of a kind. I cannot imitate her. Oh, she does this part. The rod at the back of my throat. Oh, all right, I'm done. I can't. It's not as easy as I thought it would be. Oh, and I'm getting in the... All right, party's over. I shouldn't have done that. Okay, so I'll let you back on, Josh, and we'll...
That was
okay.
Hysterical.
It was a dumb
so
idea.
Good. That was so good.
It was okay.
You have really good acting. I feel like you make a pretty good actor because your voice, like. But
I tried to.
That was really funny.
Did I do the British accent? Oh,
I thought the delivery was key. The delivery was really good.
The first really part funny. Where she's really,
That's
she could be like commercial. You got to be excited about it.
Yeah.
She reminds me, she reminds me of the gentleman who was killed, the Australian guy that would go into the wild and fight rocket levels. And what was his name?
Steve Irwin.
Steve Irwin.
Yeah.
She reminds me of him. Like her delivery. This crocodile is about to eat my head, and I'm going to go and grab him. She's got that.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Yeah.
So I'm going to continue a little bit more with the Kaitlin Armstrong trial now. Okay. I'm going to send you this clip, Josh, so you can have this, part. Good, and if anyone else has an idea and wants to come on with whatever, I was going to interview Ryan. I don't know if we are or not. No pressure. If he wants to, we can. If not, I know Ryan is doing drag shows in Ireland because I follow him on TikTok, and it's amazing that he put a little clip of himself there. And we're all people, whether we agree, whether we disagree. We've got to start accepting. Some of us are more Christian. Obviously, the hijabi, underrated hijabi, is Muslim. We got to find what bonds us rather than what separates us. And we don't 100%. Agree with the lifestyle as Christians. We have to say, well, now I personally don't have a problem with homosexual. I think, my type of Christianity isn't as judgmental. Catholics are, but I'm not a Catholic anymore. I'm more Protestant, I guess. Just to explain to people who don't understand different religions. And, but, there are some churches, but even so, even whatever church you're with, we're supposed to say, well, their lifestyle isn't what we believe. However, they're humans and God loves them too. And you may not agree with our view on it. I include myself in the Christian. And then, and the other thing, and I'm not trying to push religion on anyone. I'm just, those of us who are in religions where we have extremes, in our own same religion, there are very extreme Christians that hate things and have been violent, but we know that's wrong. They've already deviated from and those of us who are know that's wrong. We have to, they say, oh, if you meet a white supremacist, you have to cut them off. Yes, you let them know that you don't agree with, but who's going to reach those people? And we can't just be killing people that we don't agree with, so especially in the United States.
Yeah.
So we have to not reject them outright. We reject what they stand for, but say, look, remember that Jesus, we all love Jesus. Jesus says X, Y, Z, and, and just talk to them. And the same with the Muslims. I know that there are normal, in quotes, I say normal, like I'm a normal Christian. There are non-violent Muslims that I don't know much about the Muslim religion, but I've heard many times it's the religion of peace. And that comes from somewhere. I can imagine that, those of you who know more about it, reach out to those extremists or the ones who you see are kind of going towards extremism and talk to them and say, look, remember that Muhammad said this and that. And you have to talk to them. The other thing and again, I'll find another tangent. You have to speak to those of your culture on their terms. Like, for example, if someone says to me, oh, the Christians have gotten the reputation of being the ones who are anti-Semitic and racist, and so if they say, oh, well, that person is black, for example, that's a big one where they, reach them on that level. I don't know how to explain it, but say,
it's hard to explain.
Like I explained about gay people. Yes, Christianity rejects the lifestyle of gay people, but we know we're not supposed to be hanging them from from like they do in Iran, or they did at one time. They would catch homosexuals and they would hang them from cranes up in the sky. I don't know if it's under this particular,
terrible,
and I don't want to start Googling it now, but they would leave them. And not only that, they would be, and I know Muslim, the majority of Muslims will not agree with that, but it was a Muslim government that was accepting that. So, and it was torture. It wasn't even just that they killed them. They would hang them alive for hours until they died slowly above the city to kind of scare the other people. Look, this is what happens to homosexuals. I'm sorry, maybe the homosexuals today, they're, oh, I don't want to, let's stay off it. Let's stay off it. I'm not going to stay.
My perspective on it is like, we're called to be loving to all. And just like called to be loving and not.
You don't kill them. You don't agree with it. And I'm sure the Muslim religion has their version of that as well. The extremism, but I don't want to get into politics now. But unfortunately, politics and religion are very mixed. And in the United States, we're supposed to keep them separate. So, but that's not happening in other countries. And I'm sorry, I went off on that tangent. I don't want to.
It's okay. It happens, the tangent.
Sorry. But the good thing is everyone here, I've noticed we have gay followers. We have people who have dabbled in Muslim and Buddhism.
Isn't that cool? Yeah, that's awesome.
Yeah, and that's what I'm trying to do with this channel. We all are so different. And we have I have a Christian gay once in a while has been on here. He's gay and he's found a Christian church. Okay, we may not agree, that church, but we've got to accept to disagree, agree to disagree. We may say, oh, that's not a real Christian church. Well, it's drawing them towards Christianity, which is, at least they're closer to it, let's say. So anyway, and then we have a secular, we have everyone. And that's why probably I have so few followers because everyone wants to find the group. I think the people who watch me agree to disagree. They say, well, she did say that, but she's nice when she says this. And, and the only thing we all agree on is that we don't want people killing each other and breaking things and, hating. But it's hard to explain. Anyway, I don't want to do it. So
it's okay.
Let's do the Kaitlin. Okay, so bye, Josh. Thank you.
Thank you so much for taking the time. Yeah.
Yeah,
really and thank you for this.
All right. See you soon. And anyone else who anything I said that you disagree, this is like if you want. Oh, bye, Josh. Sorry. I encourage people to I'm wrong a lot. I'm wrong a lot. And maybe I don't say things right. And sometimes things come out wrong, like when I say them and like with anyone else. So anyone who comes on here, I promise there won't be a debate for arguing and pointing fingers. And it's, so don't be scared to come on if you have something to say, if you have something to, because I think every person, you may not agree with everything, but they have something to offer for your overall knowledge of the world, of cultures, of Washington, D.C. Guys, I always say, if you're a young person, you've got to live in Washington, D.C. for a few years, 2-3 years. That is, you will find so many intelligent, educated, some religious, and especially, and I worked at the World Bank. I mean, that was amazing. I learned so much more than I ever learned in school about international relations and all that. People learn from experience more than from school, especially these days, I think. All right. The Kaitlin Armstrong plan. Okay, let's put this back on. Anyone still there? 4 people. Okay, so those of you who may have just come on, we already did the candy attack. I might just take out the clip and leave out the stuff on the sides. But and I'll send you a clip, Josh. All right, so let's close that. Kaitlin Armstrong. So we saw the video where Colin Strickland knocked the camera. So it has occurred to me, another tangent. What is he feeling? Obviously he can't just be like, oh, these 2 girls fought over me. Well, also being on the stand is hard. The defense must have really made it difficult for him. He's got to defend the woman. His job, the defense attorney for Kaitlin, has to defend her. So he had to have shred apart Colin Strickland. I wouldn't suggest that he shred apart Mo Wilson because she's passed on, but he may have touched upon, she was, he's going to try to get to the jury from an emotional point. All right. Trial update. Top 10 5 revelations. We saw that. Friends tell court. Okay. I want to know what happened on Thursday and Friday. So we know about that. I want to know what happened in the trial. Trial update. Thursday and Friday. Here's a Kaitlin Armstrong Murtaugh show video of police interview before escape. Okay. All right, let's watch that one. Is it a video? Witness testimony. I don't want. Okay. Kaitlin Armstrong's police interview before she went on the run after allegedly killing cyclist Mariah Wilson was played at her murder trial in Texas this week. On Thursday, Detective Katie Connor testified about Ms. Armstrong's arrest a day after the May 2022 murder over a separate theft of service warrant, News Nation reports. Sorry, I went on a tangent. My brain went on a tangent. On Thursday, Detective Katie Connor testified about Miss Armstrong's arrest at Luvox. This is today. Luvox. I better take it because I'm more all over the place when I don't take it. Hang on. Oh, I'm okay. It's okay. I'm all right. Are you following your mom? Okay, my friend. Are you being a good girl? No, I'll be honest with you guys. My mind is kind of all over the place because are you guys there? Well, I'll tell you. hang on, before I continue, I'll tell you what's been happening. I'm on the internet arguing my brains out everywhere except on YouTube. And what I'm trying to do is get people to talk. So I'm putting out things that are very insulting to everyone on purpose. And I'm making people argue because I say we have got to talk. We have got to talk about this. And I'm insulting everyone. And you all can Google around and find it on your own. And I'm making people angry, and I'm not getting threatened that much, to be honest. I'm not getting many threats, but I'm getting very hateful people. Of course, I'm making them mad. I'm not playing the victim. Oh, poor me. I'm doing it on purpose. And people are coming back with hatred. But what I'm thinking is that that's what we need. We need therapy. Get people to say how they really feel. Let's say if they hate Jewish people, for example, make them say it, or maybe they don't. Maybe they don't hate Jewish people, but they harbor some anger and hate because of XYZ. Say it. Get it out, and recognize that you may harbor or against Muslims or against whatever, against Christian. Say what you really feel, and I'm saying what I really have thought. Whereas usually, if I say that, I don't want to. No, you have to get it out. And it's okay to recognize that there are parts of you that hate a particular, or have some, I don't want to say hate, that's a strong word, anger. You have some anger at a certain, because you're never allowed to talk about it. So I think it's important. And, with the cancel culture, she said this, she's going to lose her job. I don't have a job, so I've got nothing to lose. She calms things down, though, doesn't she? When she's being a good girl. So yeah, obviously the lashback is, but it's okay. The lashback is fine. I'm not scared. I'm not scared if people say what I've gotten back is God is going to punish you. God is going to, which I can handle. That's okay. God will deal with me if what I'm doing is wrong. I can't say I've gotten direct threats, but I've been getting some phone calls that I haven't been answering. Again, fine. I'm out there. You Google my name or you do this and that, you'll find me. When I realized that, that's when I said, well, forget it. I'm just going to do whatever I want at this point. So, but I'm getting a lot of information. I'm learning a lot about different cultures, because that's the other thing. When you argue with people of different cultures, you learn. Again, you learn because they say what they feel, what some feel, then others from the same culture say, well, actually, this is what I think about it. And we're all talking. We're talking. So on the one hand, it's good. But on the other hand, I'm getting so much information all at once that I'm remembering the conversations, not with there's nothing negative about it. I'm going through my mind things, what that person said. And I'm just like having these, I'm putting things together as to what's going on in my own mind. And then it's helping me to try to communicate again for a new argument. Because again, I think we have to argue. We have to be allowed to argue and say, you did this, you do that, you eat that kind of food. That's God will punish you for eating that kind of food. For example, halal, kosher. Some believe it's a sin to eat, or I'm not sure what. I know even Christians at one time we couldn't eat meat on Fridays. Now Christians basically eat whatever we want, so we don't have that. But certain beliefs that may be based, again, here I go back to the National Enquirer. We had the National Enquirer to educate. Again, the extraterrestrial had an affair and they had a baby together, and then the mother would be smiling with her baby that's got antenna and stuff, and you could tell it was fake. But we knew that it was fake. Even the people buying it, sometimes they believe it, but pretty much they knew it was, and not even fake, twisted truths and all that, but it was known. And like I said, then we'd slip in a healthy recipe or an ideas for decorating your home, to make your home pretty because that makes your neighborhood pretty. Some of the neighborhoods are horrible. The broken cars in the front, and so and having a nice neighborhood makes people happier and enjoy, and so yeah, you fix your garden with grow tomatoes in your backyard in a plant potter, stuff like that. So do this craft with your child, and it promotes family stuff, and it was non-religious. That's the things. Many of us find that family stuff and all that through our churches or our cult or religions. Some find it elsewhere and not necessarily through. So we had that. How did I get on that topic? There is a connection, believe me. Guys, hang on. It'll come to me. There is a connection, believe me. There is, and that's my problem. I start making the connections, and I'm trying to explain them, and I lose the connections. But I gotta write down. I lost it. I lost the train of thought. I promise you, there's a connection. People say you're all over the place. They're not random. Everything's connected to everything. The way to reach society we used at that time, I was talking about fighting. Oh, guys, if y'all can remember me. The people there are so intelligent and involved. Right, I'm from DC. I agree. Oh, you're from DC. I lost my train of thought. Oh, goodness. Anyway, what's causing me to be like this is all these conversations I'm having. I'm seeing the connections and how things are working in the USA. Well, anyway, I think the point was with all this arguing, we're learning. But no, there was a better connection, and I can't remember it. I lost it. So anyway, let's get back to the Kaitlin Armstrong trial. I'm sorry. Okay. No. Okay, see, she's just out of the blue. Don't, and she bites. I grab her by the scruff because that's all I can do. Okay, all right, you're going to. It's okay, sweetie. I'm talking too loud. I'm getting upset. She's my therapy dog. See, she reminds me that I'm getting too loud. Okay, sweetie, it's okay, honey. Or too loud or too upset. Okay, sweetie. All right, honey. Okay. All right, all right. Let's go to the time. I gotta calm down. Mommy has to calm down. That's right. Mommy has to calm down. Oh. Okay, so. All right. Okay, sweet. Okay, here we go. Put her in the timeout. Sometimes but see, that's the thing. Usually it's food. I have so many problems. Usually it's food that makes her do that, but sometimes just out of the blue. And it's not out of the blue. I was getting upset. I was getting emotional. She may be sensing. Dogs are very perceptive. They have more than 5 senses. And with her neurological thing, she's sensing the tension maybe, and she reminds me. But she didn't used to do that. She used to just bark. And it wasn't aggressive. But now she's gotten aggressive. And maybe she's taking in my ill feelings or my anger, or because of course I do get angry when I'm arguing with those people, and I want to continue. I don't block anyone. That's important too. No matter what they say, I don't block. And I keep arguing, and sometimes I say, I'll just let them say it and forget it. Let them have the last word, But I feel that they're getting out their stuff. I'm getting out my stuff. And then we can actually talk. And then some people will come into the argument and they'll say, well, this, that, and the other. And they have a more neutral, it's important to have all types. So I'm thinking about that. I'm thinking about my godson. We've got some issues there that will get resolved, but they're concerning. My dog's always, a mess. I'm getting these weird phone calls weird. They're phone calls from other countries, there's from Canada mainly. Let's see. I'm thinking, because I'm doing all that arguing, I've gotten someone a little more mad than maybe they necessarily needed to be, I'm just not answering. I mean, I get a lot of spam too, but they don't usually come from Canada. Let me see who called last. Okay. So I got one from Canada. I got one from Montreal. The others, I don't know. They might be just spam. But it could be someone that I've been arguing with, and now, I'm using my real, that's the thing. I'm using my real name and my real face. That's my thing. If I'm going to do it, I got to show my face. And so obviously people are Googling my name. One girl said, I'm going to report you to your job, because I guess one of my jobs came up from the past. Just ignore her, let her report me to the job. They'll say, oh, well, thank goodness we fired her, or she quit years ago. I don't care. I don't have a job. But right now, but I'm thinking, I might answer one of them. I might, but I'm thinking, because I have been arguing with some people from Canada. You sometimes can't tell, because a lot of them are anonymous profiles. I say I'm the one starting it. I'm going to show my real face and my real name. But maybe I made someone mad. I made them see a part of themselves that they weren't ready to see, because that's what happens when you argue, and you hit a point where you realize sometimes that you've been hypocritical all this while. It's happened to me when I've been arguing, and then when I hit that point, I realized, oh my gosh, for so many years I thought this, and what that person just said to me completely blew it's happened to me. So I'm thinking I might have done that to someone else, and they're still dealing with it. So they want to call me, and who knows? Or maybe they want to call me and say, oh, I really like what you said, but I doubt it. So they might have Googled me and, found my number somewhere. I'm sure it's there. So, but I don't want to answer, because I don't want them to know. Well, yeah. They'll hear my voice message, and they probably could find this YouTube channel, and then they'll see that the voice on the message is the same as my YouTube channel. Maybe I should, not that I'm going to be hiding, but maybe I should switch the voicemail to just the standard no voice. Just so if they do find me, because there's always the doubt that I might be an imposter, pretending to be. I'm talking too loud and she's barking. So I could plant the seed of doubt. I'm not saying I have to be completely out there, but if I put the voicemail to the standard greeting, where there's nobody's voice in particular, it's just the robotic, that might make them say, oh, well, it's probably fake. She's probably an imposter or something, Because I have had people say to me, one guy called me, well, they could call me through the app, though. One guy called me through Instagram once. I was arguing, I had my real face, my real name. And he called me on the Instagram phone, like through the app, and I didn't answer. I knew it was someone who was going to fight with me. Finally, I answered. I said, well, he's calling over and over and over. Finally, I answered. And he said, what are you doing? You're trying to start a world war or something like that. And no, I'm going to tell this lady that you're using her. He was like telling me, you're not who you say you are. I'm going to find out who that lady is and tell her, that you're using her image to cause all this, ruckus. And I said, no, that's me. That is me. And I explained to him what I was doing, and he calmed down. Actually, he was concerned. But I said, no, that is me. Those are my opinions, and this is what I'm trying to achieve by it, and, you may agree or disagree, but I'm not going to stop doing it. The only one who could stop me if Instagram decides, and they did, they took down that account. That was another account I had. They finally just deleted the whole, from one day, I said something, I maybe took it a little too far, and next thing I know, oh my gosh, I had uploaded so many good memes and stuff. Gone. I'm still trying to get that one back, but that's okay. Make the memes again. I hadn't kept the memes. I put the memes up, and then my phone was getting too full, so I would delete the meme, so I don't have any backups. So all those memes, I'm doing memes out there, out there on Instagram. They were all gone. So, but I have like appealed to Instagram, but you can't speak to anyone in person. It's always their Instagram. Fill out this form for your complaint, and I could never get that one back. So that was that account. But so I opened a new one. I started doing the same thing, and I try to be more careful with how I say it. I'm still saying the same things. I'm trying to be more careful, but also I'm feeling that the social media has let up a little bit on this canceling you for every little thing you say. So we're actually able to have conversations now that we couldn't have before because the social media itself was preventing those conversations. And yeah, you could go and open your own website, but managing your own website is difficult, and reaching people is easier when you've got a site like Instagram that's got all these people that they can find your account. It's not the same. So I do see that Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, obviously, they're allowing us to converse, whereas before we couldn't. Oh, you said this, and it was just, like I said, it was just yes or no, black or white, right or left. It was just, there was no room for anything, So when I got called a racist by one of my best friends from high school, because I had an opinion slightly different than the masses that were destroying the country, I said, enough. I made myself completely public. I said, I'm going to say whatever the F I want to whoever I want. I can safely do it now because obviously I wouldn't go out on the street or do it because I'd be dead. And let people judge me however they want to judge me. Let them see the whole picture, not because I don't agree with one little thing that the whole mass of mob hysteria people agreed with, that I'm going to be the bad guy and lose my job over it because I voice a dissenting opinion. I'm getting angry. I gotta calm down. No, because I'm remembering. I said, I cannot believe this. A friend from high school that knows me. Okay, granted, we hadn't seen each other for many years. We'd only reconnected on Facebook. But if anything, and thankfully, another friend from high school who also accused me of it because she was part of that mass hysteria, that woke her up a little bit. Because when I snapped back at him after he called me a racist, we're all white people. It was on Facebook. She saw something that he didn't. She thankfully, because she's extreme left. She is, but she's more able. I can talk to her now. I said, you guys have joined a cult. You are blindly supporting things that you're not even seeing the intricacies of the situation. And yeah, it was a very it was during the George Floyd times, the George Floyd incident, whatever you want to call it. We all have our own, but so yeah, we were all the world was nuts over that, obviously, and I think very few people don't agree that what happened to George Floyd was one of the most horrendous things that could have happened, especially in America. And and I agree, the police needed at least some certain department. I'm getting onto politics, darn it. My point being, there was no disagreement, and the argument was not about George Floyd, but it was a time where we were very impassioned about race and all that. It was about something else that happened that I said, in this case, it's not fair. That it was about, I'll repeat it. I've said it to some of It was the Central Park lady where she called the police on the black man. And everyone saying, she's a racist, Karen. She needs to lose her job. Take her dog away. They destroyed that woman. It was a woman who could have been me. I'm a little grumpy today. I'm going to pick a fight with someone. Oh, and then suddenly I got in too deep. I've always been a person. I've always been a person that argues. My mother's like that too. She has dementia now, so not as much. But she still does it. But I could very well see myself in the situation of that woman where I realized I picked a fight with the wrong person. Now I'm trying to scramble my way out of the situation. I'm scared. I'm maybe not completely well. I've had issues with depression, with a little bit of OCD. Okay, sweetie, she's barking. So while what the woman did she did endanger the man's life, I don't think she was doing it with that intention. I think she was scared out of she was scared to death. The man was not threatening her, but I saw that she perceived it as a threat. He's a big guy, she's a small woman. They were alone in a park. It was the two of them alone. There was no one else there. He had said something. I'm laughing because thank goodness it turned out okay. But he said something that I too would have perceived as a threat. He might have been wanting to scare her without, like I said, maybe Kaitlin Armstrong went to try to scare Mo Wilson. I don't advocate what happened to Mo Wilson, but for example, sometimes you say stuff to try to scare someone so that they'll back down because it's not right what they're doing. It's not right what the woman was doing. She was letting her dog loose, run around the park. The sign clearly said, "Keep your dog on a leash." And she was going to do whatever she wanted. And you're not going to tell me what to do. I could do it. We were closed in our homes. We couldn't leave. The COVID, we've got to wear these dumb masks. You're grumpy. Maybe she was on her period. And I had a trans person telling me that doesn't exist. PMS does. That argument on Facebook just completely went out of control. I'm arguing with two friends from high school and a trans woman and some little dumb who backed down quick. I had my friend from high school who knows me calling me a racist. I had this trans woman telling me that PMS doesn't exist. And I had my friend who ended up waking up kind of supporting them attacking me. And then some stupid woman that I don't even know, she was probably like 20, repeating the same stupid narrative. I'm getting so angry. Oh. All right. Okay, sweetie. The reason I'm doing this, and I'm off on my topic. I'm completely off the topic now, but I finally said something that they were all like, "Whoa!" They were shocked. The trans woman shut her fucking mouth. I hate trans women, but that particular trans woman was the biggest bitch I've ever met in my life. And she shut up. The little flitzy little 20-year-old or whatever. She was so insignificant, but she disappeared. And then my friend whose Facebook page it was on kind of woke up. And she said, "Holy," she's like, "What the heck just happened?" So immediately after I said what I said, I'm not going to repeat it. It was quite vulgar, but it hit the point. It hit exactly what was happening. It shut them all up. My friend disappeared. The one who called me a racist, I was blocked. So he's gone. The little flitzy 20-year-old insignificant little bee, I don't know what happened. I guess she just left or whatever. The trans woman kind of said one or two things, and then my friend whose Facebook page it was said, what the heck I said woke her up. And it doesn't matter what it was. My point is sometimes arguing is important and you got to be able to say it quick. And you know what? I'm going to say this. Black people are good at that. I love it. They say it how it is, and they shut you up, and they make you see things. I am not a. I may have mistaken views on whatever culture you may want, but I said now I'm going to say whatever I think, because that's what gets through to people. When I say Black people, African Americans have been through so much crap. They can pretty much they've heard everything. I know some of you are Black, so maybe you relate. Maybe some of you don't. Maybe you think I'm mistaken. This African American vernacular English, we all need to learn. It's stop wasting time and just say it, you know? Okay, I'm sorry, sweetie. I'm sorry. I'm calming down. I'm calming down. I'm calming down. All right. What was my point again? I don't even remember. Oh, so I'm getting these calls from Canada, which yeah, I'm gonna switch it to the regular voice. They've had to learn it. African vernacular, it's a fascinating language. They learn it. They don't have time to waste sometimes. The African American, they've got a lot of stuff going on. They need to get it right. We need to use African American vernacular English. Now, here's the other issue. If we use it too much, white people, we're going to be called, oh, you're trying to appropriate. And, sometimes it says it. It says it, and while it takes us 3 paragraphs, because we got to worry about people's feelings and, oh, be careful how you say it, we're wasting time. Ugh. But see, if an African American, and here, privilege or whatever, but if an African American woman says something offensive because she said it in the way that it should be said, and shut up, and this is how it is, and get over it, she's like, oh, strong Black woman. It's imposed. That's the other thing. They impose that on her. Like, oh, she's the one. Yeah, go, and we're all, and that's great. I'm not saying it's wrong to do that. But if I, as a white woman, were to also, let's say not use AAVE, let's say I use whatever language, some other quick language, but I say it and it's harsh and it's to the point. Oh, you're a Karen, or you're a little, or in certain circles, like in these uppity white upper middle class circles, oh, she's so offensive. Look what she said. And they snoop their nose up at you. But those same people will say, oh, the strong Black woman. But then they won't put a penny into reparations or helping with foster care. I just got sick of it. So that's when I said, I'm going to say what I think. I don't care if I offend anyone. This is what I think. And you're welcome to answer with what you think. And don't come at me with 20 million paragraphs. Come at me with something quick, put the 20 paragraphs, but don't address it to me. Address it to people who have time to read it. All right, I'm sorry. I'm going to stop. I got to read all this chats. Oh, I'm so sorry. I didn't even read any of the chats. People are so intelligent. The people there are so intelligent. I'm not sure. Oh, in DC, of course. Oh, yeah, you've got so many people in DC that have come around the world. Many of them are, economists or, into politics. All right. I was watching your video. About the guy that went for the 30 something, his law. Oh yeah, well, not really. I think she's a nice lady. And maybe the ramble request can be about advice for your 20s, friendships, relationships, career. Yeah. Well, yeah. No. Oh yeah. I've done rambles like that in the past where I talk about, like for getting into secretarial work, that's on a particular channel that I've kind of let by the wayside. It's there. It's called Ashy Felicia. That channel, you can learn about secretarial skills. You'll learn Excel. I keep thinking I got to do that channel and keep teaching, like what you said. I could do another, and I do have a ramble on there about how to get into secretarial work. But yeah, that's not a channel for relationships and all that. And yeah, I do all that stuff like randomly, on my rambles. But yeah, I could. Yeah, That's good. I got to do that one chewing gum. That's what I'll do. I'll do a ramble, and if you like it after the fact, you can pay me. But I want to make sure that you like it. You can send the $5 or whatever. Oh, and I used to argue online. Then I realized that I wasn't going to change anyone's mind. No, but you will. That's the point. You will. If you're allowed to say it and don't get blocked by Instagram for it, you can change people's mind if you have a logical argument. But not. Well, everyone has their way. Everyone has their way. If it doesn't work for you, then it doesn't. But I find that my arguing does get through to people, and they need to be offended. Not ad hominem, not just because you're ugly. Oh, you're ugly, so what you said is wrong, or you misspelled that, so what you said is wrong. That obviously you need to show them that they're wrong. But it's hard to explain. But sometimes, like I said, some Black women are good at that. They make you see you're a friend of mine, and she went to college, and educated young lady. She knows both. She's an educated Black woman, if that's not offensive to say, educated Black woman. But her father was in the military, traveled around the world while she was young. No, he wasn't in the military. He worked for the State Department. That's right. No, others, but military kids also, they call them. They also are similar. They've traveled around the world, and they go very, they've gone to school in, for example, they go to school with other American military kids, but they all have experiences living in other countries. They interact with the people of that. So they learn about so many different cultures. They learn perspectives. The military young lady, her mother was born in Louisiana Catholic. The father, I don't remember. She invited me. They lived in Switzerland for a while, and was on a year abroad. She invited all of us, but I was the only one who went. To go to Geneva and stay at her house, and we went to the UN and took a tour of the UN. And unfortunately, I was too young to realize. I learned a lot anyway. I saw the UN, but I was more like, oh, it's pretty. I was not quite realizing, but things. I learned things. I lived in the home with an African American family for a week or two, and I did the same thing with another African American friend for Thanksgiving another year, but that was in the U.S. and she was from a different background. Because my friend that's in Geneva, and my point with that, let's not go off on a tangent. The friend knew how to speak, blah, 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 and I'm, very elegant, and when she needed to, she'd go, boom, and she'd say African American. And one time she said something that offended me, and, and of course I kept my mouth shut, and I wasn't going to fight with her. This was like when we were in our 20s, we were living in DC. And I laughed because I learned so much. She's this lady, and that's where I realized later on that it's the intersectionality, that the Black, especially the African American woman, needs to know how to be African American first so she has it when she needs it, and she educates people with it. It's so amazing. It's like to explain. Well, I'll tell you what happened. I'll tell you what happened that made me see things from another perspective, and recognize my own prejudice, not racism, but obviously a prejudice or maybe a little racism that I didn't even realize was there. at the time, but I'm gonna read a few times I've ever been like a real like person, like I had a job, I had my own apartment that I was paying for, and it's small studio. So, she lived a block away. We rented in this. She was also living in DC. I got hot from, and so they came over. I made a little dinner and her boyfriend came over, and we're talking, and they had gone out on one of their outings as the boyfriend and girlfriend, and then to a club that was known to be predominantly black, black people in DC. It was called, I don't remember. If you lived in DC, Katiana, maybe you'll remember. I mean, there's a few, but this particular one was very popular at the time. It was the 1990s. No, it was the 1980s. 1980. No, it was 1990s, early 1990s. So this club was, so they went. Oh yeah, they went to the club. They went in and and white people could go. I mean, it wasn't illegal or whatever, but it wasn't. Usually black people went, just by choice, whatever. And I did go with a black friend. I didn't go by myself. I would always, if I have gone to black clubs, but I've always gone with black people, and they went, and But so move on the tangent. So they went into the club, and he was an older man as well. He was white. He is white. They're still married, still live in DC. And he's older. So at the time, let's say he was maybe, let me think, I think he was in his mid 40s, and she was only in her 20s. But whatever, I'm not judging. And they're still together, and they love each other, and no, I'm not judging. So, I mean, obviously I didn't judge it. I'm going to sneeze. Uh-oh. Anyway, so they went to that club. Oh, and so they walk in. So imagine an older man, elegant, gray hair, and I think he was mid 40s, but I don't know. He might have even been closer to 50. I don't know, but he was definitely mid 40s, and she was definitely 22, 23. So they went to the club. And so imagine an elegant older man with a young, beautiful, beautiful girl. My brother, when he met her, he was like, holy, oh my gosh. He said, anyway, beyond that, really gorgeous. She's old. We're not. We're all, but at the time, I mean, it was true. Like, you would look at her and you could not believe. She reminded me a lot of, at the time, Lisa Bonet is an actress, but at the time she was on the Cosby Show. She was one of the daughters. And it's not because of her light skin that made her beautiful, but lighter skinned black women have if you're a white person who likes white people, who is attracted to other white women, Lisa Bonet, since she's lighter skinned, it kind of, it is what it is, guys. I'm sorry. But so my friend is, the rest of her family is dark. Her father has lighter skin, and her mother and her three sisters were black. I mean, black, whatever, not light skinned black, just, I don't know what's considered black, but whatever. She came out how she came out. So yeah, she did have whiter, and probably I'm going to go way off into African American history now. So forget that. Anyway, beautiful couple, elegant older man with a beautiful young lady. Let's leave it at that. So they walk into the club, and the first thing, the guy was handing out free invitations for this future event at that same club, and he was handing it out, I guess, randomly, but he was handing it out to women, to men, mostly black men, he was just handing it out. So it was their turn. He handed the card to the boyfriend, not to her, to the man. I'm so sorry. There is a point to it. So whatever, they went into the club. so at the dinner, when they came to my house, the friend, we're eating, we're chit-chatting, and I said, oh, what'd you guys do yesterday or whatever? And oh, we went to I wish I could remember the name of the club, but I wonder if it's even still there. But we went to the X Club. Yeah, they gave him the free invitation instead of giving it to me. And like it apparently had offended her that her black brothers, I guess, had given the invitation instead of to her, who's black. They gave it to her boyfriend, not because of race. Just why did they give it to? Or no, it was kind of because of race, because but so something like that. So she was offended that they had given the card to the white guy, to her boyfriend, and. So then I said something very ignorant, I realized in hindsight, because then she snapped back, but she snapped back in a nice way, which made me realize. So, so they're talking about it, and he said, no, that's not what it is, honey. It's because of, whatever. They had their own little discussion about it. And so I I said, well, probably they're trying to get more diversity in that club. To get a mix of people. I was seeing it as something good. Now, some of you who are black may realize what I was doing, and I didn't even realize I was doing it. So I'll explain it to the people who don't know that, don't understand. But yeah, they're just trying to encourage people, diversity and get some white people in. I don't know if I said people, but I kind of, what I implied was, let's make the club mixed. Let's get it less black. That's what I was saying, without realizing that I was doing that. I was like, it'll be better if there are less black people, but I didn't mean it. I didn't realize that I was doing it. That's my point. So, but yeah, what I was implying was it'll be better if more people are there and it's not so black. Would I have done that necessarily if it would have been a white club and they'd given it to a black man? I would have just said, oh, that's nice. They're handing out free invitation. I probably wouldn't have thought twice about making the club diverse, and I wouldn't have noticed it. So what she said to me nicely, not even making it like without missing a beat, that was why it was so, because another black woman, maybe less experienced than her with the world, might have said something else. I don't know what they might have said, but the way she said it, I could not respond because she made me realize what I did with one sentence. I'll tell you what it is. And at the same time, I couldn't end the friendship with her, and I shouldn't have. There would be no reason to end it because what she did was not wrong. But I couldn't get angry back. It was what she said was, I'll tell you. So let's get back to the situation. So, oh, well, they're just trying to make the club more diverse, and make it and she said, without missing a beat, though, it was like the response, it wasn't I'd say snapped back. Without missing a beat is more of a way to describe it. She said, oh, well, you're not going to ruin that club by getting all these white people in there. But she kind of said it as a joke. But she said that, and my first thing was anger. Later, I didn't realize it at the time. It was it fixed me overnight. It fixed me once later, they left. Because I want to demonstrate to you that what was happening outside and what was happening inside, and that part about let's be all civilized and it's a little bit catty, it's not always a bad thing because it keeps everybody civilized. But at the same time, the message got to me. But at the same time, she was still my friend, So it was like, so anyway, I'll tell you what was happening. Generally, we continued the conversation. I don't think anyone, maybe I reacted and didn't realize it or whatever, but I don't get the feeling that maybe she did realize it, but she was, what's the word? She was elegant enough. She was a bigger person enough not to rub it in. So, because she's unfortunately we've lost touch. We're friends on Facebook, but I guess maybe since I've started saying things, we're still friends on Facebook, but a part of me is a little bit hurt because I feel different from her now. I was gonna cry. Oh, I shouldn't have even started talking about it. Anyway, I love her so much, and I think I've lost her forever now, but we're still friends. Anyway, I'm just so grateful to her. Oh, I really should take more pills. Well, those pills, I took my pill, didn't I? Anyway, all right, let me calm down. The point is, didn't miss a beat. I'm having a moment because I'm reliving it, and I want to point out I'm so grateful to her for doing that. I'm so grateful to her. I'm not crying because I'm hurt. I'm crying because I'm so grateful to her because she made me realize it. The point being this: inside, I was going through anger, embarrassment, like a lot of negative emotions, betrayal. She betrayed me. You know, uh, just all this stuff was happening inside, and on the outside, we were continuing the conversation like normal, friends. Hey, this, that, and the other, and whatever. And then they left. So it was all good. It was all good. And then, but inside, I was like, how could she have said that to me? We'll ruin the club by letting white people in. I was just like indignant. I was like, I can't believe my friend would do that. I like all this anger. And but then I started thinking about it and going over it. That's why it's important to argue. It's important sometimes because you go over it, or you should. You should. And then you club before people there. Am I still there? Okay. I'll read the chat in a minute. Oh, nobody's talking. Or the fashion. I used to do those sewing videos. I was so, you know what? I am gonna do a sewing. Gotta get that was great. That was a great channel. That was a great channel. I just, you know, I did ASMR on the sewing channel. Anyway, it's important to argue. That's my point. But I do so much about people's feelings if there's a point to it. But and that's what I'm trying to do on the internet now. YouTube, except on YouTube. I want this to be, and I'm hoping people who argue with me out there about all the offensive things I'm saying, maybe we'll get that same experience that I got. That will wake them up on one or two things. Maybe I'm just arguing idly and nobody's learning anything. And maybe I have, just like I got through that one friend of mine with the argument about what I said, which was very vulgar, and I won't say what I said. But in one quick sentence, I did what my friend did to me, is my point. Getting back to my argument on Facebook with those friends. And that's when I realized the power of offending people when it's necessary sometimes. Not shaming them, offending. You need to do it sometimes to put them in their place and make them see, And if it doesn't get through, it doesn't get through. Some you're this, you said that, you're a person, go away, because they don't want to do the inspection. And my one friend did do the introspection, and that's what I learned from the African American woman that I'm telling you about, which I didn't for you. what's the point of all this? So it's, we haven't gotten anywhere on the, she's a good friend. Well, we're friends on Facebook, but she is a good friend. She's still my friend on Facebook. So, her sister, it's interesting because she has a sister who's about the same age. She was a year ahead of us. Reaches out more to me than my friend does. And her sister was not my friend as much. And they're both wonderful. They were three sisters. The one sister, I went to a different school, but the two sisters went to college with me. And but that one isn't reaching out as much because I have said some offensive things. And maybe she's scared to. Maybe, I understand. Maybe you don't want to be too friendly with someone for whatever reason, with the cancel culture out there and all. And so, but there's probably a little place in their heart for me. But I just, she posts pictures of her son, and I click like, but the connection I used to feel with her is gone. But it is what it is, I'm not a person that has a lot of friends because I do have trouble, and now I'm old, but and you appreciate people who accept you. So anyway, I didn't mean for this to happen. What time is it? Okay, yeah, I gotta go. Now, but yeah, maybe she lives in a while. When I was in Maryland, I could have seen her. I saw her just the one time. Yeah, I could reach out and say, hey, why don't we go have a coffee? It's been a while. But yeah, I think that connection that I felt, maybe never felt it. But anyway, I'm very grateful to her. Oh, I don't know why I'm crying so much. Anyway, and I have been arguing a lot. It's probably not helping me. It's not helping me to argue so much. Maybe I need to lay off from the arguing for a day or two. I've been doing protest, pro-Israel, pro-Hamas, pro-Palestine, and people are not seeing the intricacies, and this could lead to civil war, world war, holy war. I mean, you guys maybe are young and don't see that, but this could lead to World War III, and I see it leading to World War III, and I'm desperately trying to reach out and wake people up. And United States is supposed to be the country that's supposed to do that, and even in our own country, it's happening. And I love America. So that's what I'm doing. I'm offending people. I'm offending Muslims. I'm offending Christians. I'm offending, whoever. I'm offending not so much gays right now, but because I don't need to, because this isn't about gays. If it were, then I would be offending the gays. This is about religion and politics. And gays are in there, interspersed. It's not even about gays and blacks right now. It's about Muslims and Jews. And we're the Christians. The Christians are supposed to make us all love each other. Jesus loves everyone. And I'm insulting the Muslims because there are more Muslims in the world than there are Jewish people. Jewish people are this big. They're not even a 0.5% of the world population. And that's what we did to them in the Holocaust. And I see the world ganging up on them. And yeah, Netanyahu might be a jackass and whoever, but I see Jew hatred. I see Jew hatred. It's not about Israel. People are hating Jews. And they are very vulnerable because they're very small. They're very small. How many millions, billions of Muslims exist? Now, granted, not all Muslims are like that. Not all Muslims are extreme, but they could be, like I said, not seeing things. And I'm appealing to those Muslims, the ones that see the danger, and appeal to your more extreme friends to calm the fuck down. It's not what you say. Israel is an extremely important country for the Jewish people and for the Middle East. It's in Israel where women have rights, where gays, they could do better, but gays are safe in Israel. Not so in Palestine. Even abortion, which I'm so against. I'm getting political, darn it. But even abortion is easily accessible in Israel. Palestinian women sometimes try to escape to Israel to get an abortion because they desperately need one. And I'm not saying I agree with abortion, but I do understand a woman who's desperate and who maybe has no other choice. If Hamas cannot be running Palestine, granted, things need to change. I'm not saying Israel is, but while some see normalization of, I'm getting political. Well, heck, I'll just do it. I'll normalization of relations with Saudi Arabia for some is horrific. How could that possibly be that Israel and Saudi Arabia corrupt? The Al Saud family, Netanyahu, whatever, is a jackass trying to. But normalization between a strong Arab country and Israel is extremely important. It's an olive branch. We're agreeing to disagree is basically how I see it. And to some Muslims, it's, oh my gosh, and that's why Hamas attacked, because Israel was on the verge, because the more extreme Muslims cannot accept that Israel be accepted. But Israel is the only country in the Middle East, and I'll read the chat. I see some people are talking, and you can disagree, and then I'm not going to continue the argument, because I didn't want it to get political. Israel is where you have democracy in the Middle East, where you'll be hard pressed to find a true democracy anywhere in the Arab world, whether it be Christian, Lebanese, or I'm not saying it's all Muslim. Anyway, I'll stop. I gotta stop. Then you wouldn't feel you should have a political channel. There's plenty out there. Yeah, but that's the point. I get too emotional. So I those political channels, they have to be, this is what happened, and unbiased, which I try to be, but yes, I do lean right, and I do think, I am willing to risk a lot for Israel. I'm not saying I'm willing to risk my life, although at this age, maybe I would, but not saying that I would hurt anyone for Israel, but I would be willing to go out there and protest in a dangerous situation, maybe to get the message across or something like that. Sorry, that was gross. But yeah, I am biased towards Israel, and basically the right in America is who supports Israel. But it's not just, oh, Israel is oppressing. Israel also has to defend themselves, But anyway, I'm getting too much into it, and I don't want to start an argument. So that's what I'm doing elsewhere on the internet. And I have been arguing for a few days. And I've heard a lot of things that maybe I think didn't hurt me, but things people have said, to insult me personally even. That's the point. I'm not when they don't have an argument, they insult you personally, and which is fine, whatever, they say things that are true, that you're old. Why am I listening to some old lady? Stuff like that, which it stings a little. It's true, though. It's true. But I think it's okay, if they want to get it out, their anger out, it's important to get it out and just say it. I try not to insult back too much. I have been doing a little of that, but then I remind myself, stick to what's important. Take the ad hominems or whatever. I don't report them. I don't block them because, like I said, it's important that it be open to whoever might wake up. And if I start blocking you because you offended me and you called me an old lady, I might miss the bigger picture that they may actually, in the argument, get a tidbit or two. Like I said, like my friend gave to me, like what I said, that vulgar thing that woke my one friend up in the argument on the Facebook page. So arguing is not a bad thing, but I have to remind myself not to hit back with because they'll say, you're an old ugly lady. And then I could, go off topic and say, well, you're a young, clueless little, whatever, then you'll get nowhere. Just take the ad hominem. If you all are out there arguing, take the ad hominem attacks. I guess those are attacks that are just against you personally. Just kind of in one ear out the other, or in one eye out the other in this case. That's good. I'm going to say that, oh, your insults are in one eye out the other, because we forget to use the right terminology, because I don't want to like you'll be arguing by text on and I don't want to hear your crap anymore. You're not hearing it, you're reading it. But yeah, I could go back. You're not hearing it, you're reading it. Why bother? But it's true. We transfer it. It's on paper, but maybe we're hearing it. But yeah, I need to calm down on that. But I could. Yeah, I would have to. Like you said, there are a lot of political channels out there, but no, well, I consider things, and I often don't do them. But yeah, I do want to hold back on video, because that's the other thing. If I start like in typing, I can stay calm, or I might be all upset behind the typing, but I'm typing, I can be calm, where they don't know what's happening behind the scene. Whereas on video, you're going to see me getting upset. And when you get upset when you're talking politics, it detracts from the actual message. So, or with anything that you're trying to teach. So that's why I don't know that I could, at least certainly not unscripted, I couldn't stay calm. And if people in the chat are saying, no, I disagree, and it could escalate. And then it so if I were to do that, I would have to figure out a way I would probably script it. I wouldn't do it live. That's the thing. Maybe you're right, but I couldn't do live streams on politics. Debating, I can debate well texting, because I'm not getting upset. Whereas debating, and I don't mean it's upset. I get my message is important, and I'm, and yeah, maybe even a little bit pushy, it doesn't work. People have to come to their own conclusions, or they're going to pick the other side just because you made me mad. We have to be more mature than that. And so I can do it in writing, but I can't do it. I don't know that I would be able to do it, but on a live. But I could consider doing it, but then, also what happens with those, oh, well, would you like to come on to an interview on my show? And then you start debating, and I could, so, and although they have, what do you call it again? Real fake? Oh, what is it they call where you really didn't do it, but they can make it look like you did? They could take clips of me with my face getting all, because I'm talking about politics, and then they'll use that and they'll make me look like I'm doing stuff. And, although you could do it now too, when you just saw me here, but if I have a small channel, if I were to have some political channel, the people who want to negate my politics could, so I don't know. But yeah, I could try that. I think I'd be better with like sewing channel or teaching secretarial skills where it's not anything controversial. How many people? 3. You see what I mean? I start getting upset. I lost a couple of viewers. I think there were 5 at one point. So anyway, I should hang up now. Oh, let's see if there's anything else about Kaitlin Armstrong, though. That was the whole point of this thing. All right. Kaitlin Armstrong murder trial shown video of police interview before. Oh, that was shown at the walked free after 30-minute interview. That was a day ago. Okay. Ex-boyfriend Colin. Oh, that was 8 days ago. Did they call? They interviewed him though. Wait a minute. Let me see what he said. I think I missed that. Police testify about interactions with Colin Strickland. The first 2 days of Kaitlin Armstrong, graphic scenes, blah, blah, blah. No, okay. What do I say? Colin Strickland testimony. Colin Strickland testimony. Yeah, no, that guy must be really messed up. I mean, I'm sure he doesn't feel good about it, obviously. He might be feeling some guilt, I don't know what he's going through, but obviously that get the camera out of my face thing, he's not well about it. He may feel a little guilty. Not that he's guilty. The death, I insist, it was the fault of the person who did it, but the murder. But, he might be thinking, well, if I would have broken up with her sooner and not gotten, he's probably thinking of things he could have done that might have prevented it, So, even if he was just friends with Mo Wilson, even if they weren't having it, apparently they were just friends, although I tend to believe that they were considering rekindling, but the sneaking around part. When you've got to sneak around, you need to not be with that person. Simple as that. You need to just say, look, we're breaking up. Hurt her feelings, unfortunately. I know it hurts. Be as nice as you can. Or if you're a woman and you feel you got to sneak around behind, now it depends what you're sneaking around. I mean, obviously, sneaking around with friends is a big warning signal, a red flag. If you now sneaking around and sneaking around with money, but sneaking around because I don't know, it depends, what it is. But if you have to sneak around to have a friend, even if the person is just a friend, and you know that it's just a friend, and if you have to sneak around to be friends with people, then you're with the wrong person. You may love them or whatever, or you got to tell the person, look, right in the face, I am not going to, pick my friends because you don't like them. I'm going to pick the friends that I enjoy spending time with, and let the woman decide or the man decide. And if they can't take it, you break up. There have to be ultimatums sometimes. I think Colin maybe did love her, maybe didn't. We don't know. But if he wanted to stay with Kaitlin Armstrong, he should have said, listen, she's my friend, but I know it's hard because they'd already had a little relationship. So, but yeah, it was difficult. It's because they'd already had a relationship, so it was more complicated. But if it was just a friend that you'd never had anything with before, physically, that they were always a friend, especially friends from your past before you got together with the person. But yeah, he really needed to break up with her. Sneaking around with an ex-girlfriend, even if you're just friends, he needed to break up with Kaitlin Armstrong. Painful as it would have been for her, at least she wouldn't be in jail. She probably wouldn't have killed the woman. or maybe she would have still. Maybe she might still have, but the sneaking around it was a red flag that something was going to happen. So anyway, Colin that Armstrong murder trial 4 day. Well, I don't see anything new other than Colin Strickland on day 4. So he's wrapped up. We don't know much about. Okay, Colin Strickland describes relationship. Here's the one. Oh, hang on. Oh, okay. All right. So he was honest with her. He said he told you that he'd been with her. Okay. So that kind of takes back what I said. I thought there was more. So he had been honest with her. All right. Well, then that kind of absolves him a little bit. I mean, in the moral part, he told her that he'd been with her. I'm trying to remember the scene. They'd been, well, he said he told her he might have been lying. But not that it matters, but if he told her that he was with her, then maybe we can cut him some slack on that, thing. But he flirted with other women, young guy, famous bicycler. He had a lot of options. Not that good looking, but he was an impressive man, physically fit. Obviously, I don't think he's attractive personally. He's not my type. I'm sure I'm not his type either. Look at me judging. But he had a lot of women to pick from. So, but whatever. He's a man. But if he was honest with her, he probably should have told her beforehand, though. And he did have the girl in his phone hidden, like with a different name, so I don't know. Yeah, but this woman's going to jail. I'm off. She's going to go to jail. She's going to go to prison forever for the rest of her life. No parole. I mean, it was too cold-blooded. That last, unless the insanity plea, maybe she'll go to a mental asylum, or doubtful, because she didn't appear to have any mental issues prior to that. So, but something's not right. Yeah, no, something's not right about the premeditation. Why didn't she wear gloves? Let's Google and see if something comes up there. Why didn't Kaitlin Armstrong? Let me close all these. Why didn't Kaitlin Armstrong wear gloves? I mean, it might not even come up. I don't know how to do searches all the time. Well, why? I mean, who knows why? Maybe that's the point. I just think if she went over there with the intention of killing her, she would have been a little more careful about it. I think she wanted to threaten her, and it got out of hand. And then, like I said, the instinct when the woman ran kicked in, and that's when her hatred came out, which happens. You see her victimized. You see her already weak, and it's like the prey. the killer instinct, the prey and like I mean, it's not that she was the prey that she wanted to eat her, but it was something that was threatening her. Going back to what I said before, am I even? Oh, you didn't see the screen. Well, anyway, you weren't seeing the screen. You guys didn't see the video I just showed. Did you hear it? I hope. I hope you heard it. Yeah, she meant to threaten her. If I were the defense, I guess I would. I mean, of course, I haven't spoken with the defendant, but I'd say, Kate, she went over to scare her because she was jealous. Been with her boyfriend. She told her to stay away. She went over to scare her. It escalated. She felt, Kaitlin Armstrong felt threatened. She shot her. And but see, he's going to have to figure out how to defend her for the third shot. But, yeah, there's really no legal defense. There's a kind of a psychological defense, which may be temporary insanity. And again, like I said, an anthropological psychologist, if that even exists, could explain the killer instinct of a woman who's feeling her life is threatened. Kaitlin Armstrong could, through this whole, process of psychology, her life is threatened only because it is a natural instinct to procreate. And so they were going to have kids. This was the man that she was going to settle down with in her mind, have kids, in her reptilian mind, not in her conscious mind. This was the man that she was going to form a partnership with, have kids, and live on through children. So her own life through her genes and into the future, through our anthropological instinct, and I truly do believe that. Of course, again, we're civilized, so we learn to, just like my dog, she's food aggressive. Well, she's going to have to, that's her natural instinct. That's resources to survive. I have to teach her to be civilized, and you don't need to fight for food anymore. You're not a wolf. You're not a wolf. But that's her wolf instinct coming out. Food. I have to get it. And she attacks her food. I really should film it. It's funny, but it's not. It's scary. If she grabs my finger again, my whole hand blew up when she bit me. I had to get tetanus shot. I had to get antibiotics. I still didn't have her put to sleep. You're so lucky. But so the same. We're animals. We're apes. We are apes. It's not that we come from apes. We are apes. We have, okay, it's a theory. Some Christians don't believe in the evolution of Darwin's theory. Getting back to what I said before, but it is our instinct to kill for food. It is our instinct to procreate, to live on through our genes. It is our instinct to whatever, So this Mo Wilson was the threat to her life indirectly through, like I said, the reptilian mind. So when she shot her the first two shots, it was self-defense. And then I better make sure you never threaten my life again. And that other instinct kicked in. Not only I'm safe now, you're no longer attacking me. See, our civilized mind should have taken over and said, oh, okay, no longer a threat. I better get out of here. Or whatever, call 911 or whatever. But her civilized mind never took back over. And it's, okay, I'm no longer, this was war now. Kill or be killed. So, okay, you're no longer a threat. Now it's my job to make sure you're never a threat again. And bam, bam, kill her. And that's what happens in war. That's the war instinct. The soldiers are trained to use that instinct. So that might be, but it's not a legal defense. It's a psychological defense. But we could say the this, if it exists, anthropological psychologists could explain that it was temporary insanity, because now the reptilian brain took over and all hell broke loose. And so temporarily she was insane. And then after it happened, and of course they would question her on that. And of course the prosecution would then discredit that theory, or that, that witness testimony. That's an expert witness. I'm making it up. I don't even, does it exist? Let's Google. See, that's the thing. I make stuff up and I can figure it out. Anthropological psychologist. Psychological anthropology. Oh, it does exist. Is the study of psychological topics using anthropological concepts and methods. Look how smart I am. I thought I made it up, but it already existed. But yeah, I know about anthropology. I know I went to college. I mean, I have basics. I'm not a, but I did take basics. It's good to go to college for some reasons. Or if you don't go to college, take courses in a variety of things, because it makes you, so although I didn't know it existed, I assumed there must be some specialist in it. So, is the study of psychological topics using anthropological concepts and methods. Among the areas of interest are personal identity, selfhood, subjectivity, memory, consciousness, emotion, motivation. Yeah, it's there. What motivated her to do it? The emotions, the cognition, madness, and mental health. There it is. If I were her defense attorney, I would get myself an expert testimony from a psychological anthropologist. And maybe he will. Maybe that's what he's going to do. And then he could say, you see, the expert explained that the reptilian mind took over and this and that. It was temporary insanity. And then the prosecution will try to discredit the witness, the expert witness, and say, yeah, but look, he had sex with his boyfriend and with the whoever. Lawyers can really, they get a bad reputation, but they got to do their job. All right. No more chatting and 4 viewers. Thank you for coming back in, or I don't know if you're new people that switched out. You've been talking about a lot of stuff, but I better go. I got to pick up my godson's grandmother. He's not going to be there today. Good. He's his mother, so that's a good. And camera, keep doing that. All right, I just got to go. I've been talking a long time. The candy thing was good. I'm gonna do the candy. I'm gonna get that part clipped, and I'm gonna just save that clip candy experience. All right. Well, this was the variety show of the day. We didn't stay on topic as usual. I said to myself, today I'm gonna stay on topic. I'm gonna do the trial. We're gonna do the candy, and I'm gonna end it. And then I didn't do any. So you all know me. That's why it's called Ramble Scramble. Those of you who might have just be new here. I'm Ramble Scramble, I named the channel, because it's a scramble of me rambling when I try not to, but I end up rambling. So bye, everyone. See you. Thanks for coming. Oops, where is it?